Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whatever time you're watching, I appreciate you watching. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, check out my other videos. I do movie and TV show reviews. So, I finally got a chance to watch Avatar 3 Fire and Ash. Now, granted, I did see it earlier today at 10 o'clock. And it was definitely 3 hours and 15 minutes. It was a long movie. But I'm going to go on a stretch and say this was probably, me personally, probably my favorite movie that came out this year. Now, I don't know, I didn't get a chance to look at the box office and even compare box office sales with, local and globally compared to other movies. But honestly, you can definitely tell, how when somebody does a project and they want to make sure everything is perfect and they put their hands in something. Now, I don't know if that's what James Cameron does a lot, but I've seen his name in almost every category of credits. This was probably by far my favorite movie. This year, there was two other movies I understood, but I think this is the first time I had an emotional connection with something before, with a movie rather. I'm not gonna say nothing, that's far-fetched, but when I tell you I teared up twice, which is crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't tear up when I watch movies. Like, I just sit there and watch it. But I want to get more in depth into each kind of plot that I've seen, or each obstacle rather, in my next video. But when I tell you, this movie was very captivating. I love the visual effects. I love the lighting. I love the audio. I mean, I just loved everything about what he did with this movie, with this film. It was definitely worth the wait. My only con I could say honestly about the movie is the fact that it was 3 hours long. But to sweeten what's happening, if you don't know what's going on. So Jake Sully and his family are grieving with their eldest son, but in their process trying to survive and stay alive because there's a war going on right now with basically the humans are trying to find a way to make their planet inhabitable. And by doing that, though, they feel like they need to take out Jake Sully, who is the leader of the uprising. And I can't remember the colonel's name, but basically he, it's hard to say, honestly, if the colonel or even the woman who is the tribe of, I don't want to sound bland, but the fire clan, which I'm so sorry. That's such a terrible, such a basic thing to say, but they don't control fire. They just, worship fire. But anyway, them two, I really wouldn't call neither one of them a villain. It was one of those things where the colonel was following orders, but he kind of ended up doing the same thing Jake did, which he was influenced by the culture of the tribe that he was a part of, that he ended up inheriting and realizing their ways. And for the leader, I really wouldn't call her a leader, but she was just, unfortunately, her flaws and her hatred towards the tribe and the gods, knowing that nobody helped them out, they had to find their own way, that was capitalized. And so she ended up being, I guess you could say, a villain, but I really wouldn't call her a villain. Now, part 2 is coming, and I'm going to talk about the plots and the obstacles that each character kind of had to deal with. Stay tuned.